I am Emma and welcome to a Sensed. Virtual reality, or VR, has been around since the early 90s, but has always been something of a niche technology, too expensive or too difficult to use for it to go mainstream. That's finally starting to change, and it's about time. Since the advent of the smartphone, virtual reality has improved in leaps and bounds, and with the latest generation of VR headsets, such as the Oculus Rift and HTC Vive, it's never been better suited to move beyond tech enthusiasts and into our everyday lives. Today's tech, tomorrow's world. From Star Trek and the Matrix to Lawnmower Man, we've all seen glimpses of what virtual reality could be like. While it has yet to fully infiltrate our lives, we may have no choice but to get strapped in. Technology has made incredible advances over the last several years, meaning that today's science fiction is often tomorrow's reality. The present state of virtual reality makes its future seem inevitable. It seems impossible to deny a world where everyone will wear a headset or visor every day, whether they are shopping for groceries or working on their taxes. The question remains as to whether VR will ultimately bring out the best or worst in us. If this technology can make us more empathetic towards people who are different from us, then it can only bode well for humanity. On the other hand, there is evidence that immersion into virtual worlds can cause people to become detached from reality and less empathetic. Whether you see VR as an opportunity or a threat, it's not difficult to imagine how this new way of living might affect education, work, romance, and even death. Google Cardboard. Even if you're not a developer or coder, there's still a way to dive into VR, and it starts with Google Cardboard. Yes, it's a DA headset that's literally made out of cardboard and lots of Velcros, but it doesn't need to stay that way. There are plenty of sleek, minimalist options available online, and you can always make your own out of cardboard or fabric. One of the best things about using something like this is that they're easily transportable. You can strap one on before hopping on a flight, while waiting in line at the post office, or while spending some time in the dentist's office. It doesn't take much time or money, but it does let you escape from reality for a little while. And when our full-fledged headsets finally arrive next year, we'll be able to put them on anywhere and everywhere we go. Merge VR. The concept of virtual reality, VR, in gaming and entertainment has existed for decades now, but until relatively recently, it was just that, a concept. Now, with devices like Samsung's Gear VR and Google Cardboard offering VR compatibility, VR is no longer an idea. The current generation of VR experiences is underwhelming at best, but there are already rumors about what kind of virtual experiences we'll see in a few years, when these products have matured. It's only natural to be skeptical of the first iteration of any new product or technology, and the same can be said for VR right now. However, recent advances in technology combined with clever storytelling have led many to believe that VR will soon be ubiquitous throughout all forms of media. Immersion Vrelia. Many companies are now selling VR headsets for gaming, entertainment, and even training purposes. However, some people have raised concerns about whether or not these devices could cause health problems over time. Here's an overview of how they work, what they're used for, and how they could affect your physical well-being. A headset uses a screen that is so close to the user's eyes that the illusion is created that you're actually in the virtual world. There are both tethered and untethered headsets available on the market today. Tethered ones connect to a computer, while untethered ones use their own mobile device, such as a smartphone as a display. Samsung Gear VR. With prices for Gear VR headsets coming in at $99, there's no doubt that virtual reality is here to stay. It offers users a fully immersive experience with stunning graphics and visual effects. When combined with voice controls, Gear VR lets you immerse yourself in games and movies like never before. The fact that it's so lightweight and portable is also a major plus. However, those looking for true immersion may want to try the Oculus Rift instead. The Oculus Rift is currently on the more expensive side, but has a wider field of view than other brands, as well as powerful headphones, which create an even more realistic audio-visual experience. The downside is that it requires some pretty hefty PC specs. This means your PC needs to be able to handle high levels of processing power, graphic card memory, display resolution, and internet bandwidth. Oculus Rift also uses Bluetooth controllers to help improve accuracy when playing games or navigating menus. It doesn't have quite as wide a selection of software as Gear VR, but all software will work across both platforms. PlayStation VR. Sony will launch PlayStation VR, formerly known as Project Morpheus, in October 2016, at $399. It's less expensive than its competitors and plugs into existing PS4 consoles. However, it has a smaller field of vision, meaning you won't be able to move around in virtual reality as freely as with Oculus Rift or HTC Vive headsets. Plus, Sony hasn't released any AAA games for VR yet, and there aren't many quality titles available for purchase on the PlayStation Store. But it's still early days, so who knows what might happen. Microsoft is reportedly building an augmented reality headset that would work without tethering to a PC or mobile device, like HoloLens. If you're not interested in strapping something onto your head, but want a more immersive experience without cables and cords, check out Samsung's Gear VR, $100. Virtual reality has come a long way from its early days in the 1990s, and it's now being hyped as the next big thing. But what does that mean for us, for our children, and for our future grandchildren? It means we're all going to be strapped into one device or another, just so we can interact with the world around us. It means we'll need new social skills to talk to each other and understand each other when we don't share physical space anymore. It means our old perceptions of personal space will be turned on their heads as people routinely enter one another's worlds. And worst of all, it means everyone who doesn't want to strap themselves in won't have a choice. They'll simply be left out of society. The saddest part is that virtual reality is not really about transporting yourself anywhere, but about staying put and forcing yourself to inhabit someone else's imagined universe. What if instead of adapting ourselves to new technology, we adapted technology to fit how humans naturally behave? If you find this content useful, please consider subscribing to the channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon.